Hello Aspire Plato fans, and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to show you how to properly install the Aspire Plato sub-ohm coil and also the Nautilus coil. Before we get started, I want to remind you to like our video, also subscribe. So for the first part, we're going to show you how to install the sub-ohm coil, and this is a 0.4 ohm coil. So step one is we drop this coil shaft or cartridge down the Pyrex tube, and then we screw it into the base hardware, which is down here. Now the Aspire Plato comes with this tool, so you can use this tool to this thread tool to screw it down, or you can also use a coin. I'm actually going to use a coin. So before we start screwing down, we want to make sure that these two gasket plugs are aligned and that they're directly opposite the fire button right here. So while screwing this, we actually want to maybe hold the top hardware in place with our two fingers there. And we want to screw it down until we can no longer see the orange ring. So let me unscrew that a little bit so you can see the orange ring. So you can see the orange ring here. So we want to screw this down until we can no longer see that. So let me see if I can. So basically we want to make sure that this cartridge screw is at least plush or deeper than the all-in-one top. So I cannot no longer see the orange. So it's down in there and we can no longer see the orange O-ring seal. So this is properly installed, and this is the sub-ohm coil. Now the Nautilus coil, there are a few steps as the Nautilus coil can be removed from this cartridge shaft. So again, this will come pre-installed onto your all-in-one like this. So step number one will be unscrewing it from the Aspire Plato device and then removing the coil. And so step number one is we want to screw the top arrestor down into the bottom of this cartridge shaft, and we want to screw it down so it just touches this right here. It's almost like a spacer. So just so it touches it, so not too tightly. And then we want to get the coil, the Nautilus coil, and screw this in tightly. Okay, and then the third step here is we're going to come back to the arrestor and twist this part down, and then twist the bottom part of this cartridge upwards. So in a twisting motion, just to make sure that this coil is in there nice and it's not going to come out. So you can even try to unscrew it, and it's in there. Okay, so again, step one, we want to screw the top arrestor down so it just touches the bottom part of this cartridge or shaft, and then you want to screw the coil in tightly. Then we want to come over and then twist down and twist up at the same time. Okay, now we take this Nautilus cartridge and we drop it down the Pyrex tube here, and we want to screw it into the base hardware. So similar step as with the sub-ohm, you want to hold this gasket plug or the top hardware in place so that the gasket plug is aligned and directly opposite the fire button. So if you're in the US, you can use a penny, and that would work perfectly. And again, we want to make sure it's flush with the top, or even, or a little bit down, deeper than this top part. So we've done that. And in this case, it's okay to actually see part of the O-ring on this coil. So this is actually the Nautilus coil. And the cool thing about this, another cool thing about this Plato device is that it also supports Triton mini coils. So we'll be doing another tutorial on how to use and go in depth on all the things that this all-in-one can do. So this is properly installed, and then you can insert your battery. Now, while installing these cartridges, we recommend that you remove the battery. So make sure that you do not insert the battery until this is properly installed. And also, you want to install e-liquid into here before putting the battery in here or firing, because you don't want to burn out your coil. So that's actually a very good reminder, is please make sure before pressing this fire button that the coils are properly installed, number one, and that there is e-liquid inside this Pyrex tube, and that the coil is damp and wet. Okay. Now the last part of this review, we want to just talk about what happens if the Nautilus coil is not properly installed. Sometimes it could maybe get stuck. This coil could get stuck in this base hardware. So the easiest way, the easiest workaround is just imagine that there's a Pyrex tube here, and again we want to remove the battery from here, so there's no current or anything. So remove the battery, and imagine that there's a Pyrex tube. Now we can take the top part of the Nautilus coil, or of the cartridge, sorry, and drop it down this Pyrex tube, and then screw it on tightly. So screw it down, and then once it's screwed down tightly, then we can start to unscrew counterclockwise. And when we unscrew counterclockwise, this coil piece starts to also unscrew and move together with the top part of this cartridge or the shaft, and then you can unscrew it out. Another way, if it doesn't work and if you're able to get this Pyrex tube off, is you can try to remove the top hardware here, basically this. Like imagine the top part of this cartridge is out. You can try to remove this top hardware, and then also this Pyrex glass. If you can remove this glass and this top hardware without breaking this tube, then you can very carefully, again, make sure there's no battery in here. You can try to unscrew with a pair of pliers that have rubber on the handle. So Aspire really only recommends you to basically rescrew the top part of this cartridge down and then unscrew it together. So that's basically the workaround, and I want to remind you guys to, again, like our video, also subscribe. We're going to be doing more tutorials and reviews. So thanks for watching.